Every season is cable cutting season for more and more people these days, so let's take a look at a free alternative XBMC running on the Pivos XIOS DS media player. If watching TV shows, recently released movies, and live sports without a cable plan is something that interests you, then stick around for a look at your favorite media through the eyes of Android. For those of you who don't know, Pivos is a media peripherals manufacturer based in Fremont, California. This is their XIOS DS platform, which comes packing an ARM Cortex A9 processor and 512 megabytes of DDR2 memory. Connectivity includes HDMI, BGN Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and 3 USB ports. That's all crammed into this hockey puck-sized plastic shell, which is easily hidden away within your TV cabinet if you prefer not to display all of this Android cuteness on the outside. The included remote is light as a feather, but has big buttons to make navigation easy. Pivos also sells a Sense wireless motion remote, which acts similar to a Wiimote, giving you far greater control inside the Android interface. But once you dive into the side-scrolling menus of XBMC, the standard remote works pretty well. The XIOS DS connects to your TV via standard HDMI cable and takes over a minute to boot into Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich. This is quite a long time for those of us who like to keep our media centers turned off when not in use, but you have to have some time to make the popcorn, right? Now that it's finished booting, my TV looks much like a 50-inch Android tablet would, and it expects you to give it touch inputs much like an Android tablet would. So the first thing you're going to need to do is enable pointer input via the settings menu. You'll also want to check your firmware and download the necessary update from the Pivos website, as this box has received a number of fixes since it was launched last year. Even with the pointer input enabled, navigating with this basic remote is still extremely clunky, so this is a good time for our longtime friends, the keyboard and mouse, to make an entrance. Ideally, you would want a wireless keyboard and mouse to cut down on wire clutter, but seeing as I don't, I'm going to plug in this set from SteelSeries. Keep in mind that this box does not have Bluetooth on board, so you'll need a USB wireless adapter with your peripherals. I'm also going to plug in a USB flash drive and a micro SD card to test out the local media playback. Accessing all of your locally stored files can be done via the local media option on the Android interface. The XIOS DS supports the playback of just about every codec you can throw at it. Any slack can be picked up by the Android Plex application, which can be downloaded from the Google Play Store. Here I am using Plex to stream a 1080p MKV format movie from my desktop, which is running the Plex media server in the other room. Keep in mind that any app available on Android can be run on the XIOS DS, so if you really want to check out your Twitter feed in a 50-inch format, go ahead, knock yourself out. What we're particularly interested in seeing is just how good of an XBMC player that XIOS DS really is. It's important to note that Pivos worked directly with the developers of XBMC on this latest Android-compatible release called Frodo. I have to commend them on their work because the interface operates quite smoothly, albeit with a little bit of lag due to the less than stellar hardware. XBMC is all about add-ons, which, coming from an Android point of view, can be thought of as apps. You can get add-ons for pictures, movies, and music from the add-ons menu. I'm just going to focus on the video add-ons, however, some picture and music add-ons that are worth checking out are the Pandora plugin and 500px. Here in the video pane, I have 3 quintessential add-ons for any XBMC. Those are One Channel, Sports Devil, and Trailer Addicts. While One Channel doesn't offer live content, it does allow me to watch episodes of my favorite shows the day after they air, as well as past seasons, much more than what is offered by Netflix. As you can probably guess, Trailer Addicts keeps a listing of hundreds of movie trailers. Possibly the most compelling reason to cut the cable cord is a live stream plugin like Sports Devil. You can watch live streams of hockey, golf, and even NCAA basketball. However, many of the available streams are terribly low resolution. As the saying goes, you get what you pay for, which, in the case of these broadcasts, is not a single cent. Of course, the XBMC build on the XIOS DS comes with all the other functionality you would expect, like the ability to apply custom skins and check the weather forecast in your area. But the focus really lies on the add-ons. Much like how jailbreaking caught on with Android, the great thing about XBMC is that you can make it what you want it to be, unlike the pre-cooked interfaces of a Roku player or an Apple TV. The Pivos XIOS DS has an MSRP of $114.99, which is $15 more than the Apple TV and $35 more than the Roku 2 XD. But neither of those devices offers native support for XBMC or a keyboard and mouse. The experience doesn't come without its quirks, such as the low-res live TV streams. But if you've been itching to cut the cable cord and don't have time or money to invest in a dedicated media center PC, then the XIOS DS is certainly a viable option.